वाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी आशादिवेशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 राम। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 18th chapter, verse number 7. Alapitana dhridacha.
अलापिताना धृतच्च अपालिताना
अनादृताचा अनादृताचा
अपालितानादृताच्च
भवद्भिर्लोकपालके चोरिभूते अतलोके अहम् यज्ञार्थे अग्रसम् औषधिः अपालिता अनादृता च भवद्भिर्लोकपालकैः चोरिभूते अतलोके अहम् अग्रसमौषधिः। Okay, anyone likes to chant?
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, धर्म प्रणाम। अपालितानाधृता च भवद्भिर्लोकपालकैः चोरीभूते तलोके हम यज्ञार्थे अग्रसम औषधि।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अपालितानाधृता च भवद्भिर्लोकपालिकैः चोरीभूते लोकेऽहं यज्ञार्थे ग्रसमो औषधि। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अपालितानादृता च
भवद्भिर्लोकपालकै चोरीभूतेत लोकेऽहं यज्ञार्थ अग्रसम औषधि। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अपालितानादृता च भवेद्भिर्लोकपालकैः चोरीभूते अथो लोके अहं यज्ञार्थो अग्रसम औषधि।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अपालितानादृता च भवद्भिर्लोकपालकैः चोरीभूतेत लोकेऽहं यज्ञार्थे ग्रसम औषधिः। प्रणाम माता जी। हरे कृष्ण माता जी। प्रणाम माता जी।
भवद्भिर्लोकपालकैः चोरीभूते लोकेऽहं यज्ञार्थे अग्रसमौषधिः। हरे कृष्ण
माता जी। अपालितानादृता च भवद्भिर्लोकपालके चोरीभूते च लोके अहं यज्ञार्थे अग्रसम औषधि। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अपालितानादृता च भवद्भिर्लोकपालकै चोरीभूते अथा लोकेऽहं यज्ञार्थे ग्रसम औषधि। हरे
Hare Krishna, thank you everyone. So we'll see the synonyms. Apalita, without being taken care of. Anadrita, being neglected. Cha, also. Bhavadibi, like your good self. Lokapalake, by the governors or the kings. Choribhute, being beset off by thieves. Atha, therefore, locate this world. Aham, I. Yajna arte, for the purpose of performing sacrifices. Agrasam, having hidden. Oshadhi, all the herbs and grains. Translation. My dear king, not only are grains and herbs being used by non-devotees, but as far as I am concerned, I am not being properly maintained. Indeed, I am being neglected by kings who are not punishing these rascals who have turned into thieves by using grains for sense gratification. Consequently, I have hidden all these seeds, which were meant for performance of sacrifice. Hare Krishna, Supriti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by Jivangrace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. That which happened during the time of Prithu Maharaj and his father, King Vena, is also happening at this present moment. A huge arrangement exists for the production of large-scale industrial and agricultural products, but all these products are meant for sense gratification. Therefore, despite such productive capacities, there is scarcity because the world's population is full of thieves. The word chori bhute indicates that the population has turned to thievery. According to Vedic understanding, men are transformed into thieves when they plan economic development for sense gratification. It is also explained in Bhagavad Gita that if one eats food grains without offering them to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yajna, he is a thief and liable to be punished. According to the spiritual communism, all properties on the surface of the globe belong to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The population has a right to use goods only after offering them to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is a process of accepting prasada. Unless one eats prasada, he is certainly a thief. It is the duty of the governors and kings to punish such thieves and maintain the world nicely. If this is not done, grains will no longer be produced and people will starve, and people will simply starve. Indeed, not only will people be obliged to eat less, but they will kill one another and eat each other's flesh. They are already killing animals for flesh, so when there will be no longer grains, vegetables and fruits, they will kill their own sons and fathers and eat their flesh for sustenance. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnanajanashalakaya Chakshunvidamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Durgata Mahyam Tadandi Sopatandigam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamini Dinamini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prajarini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashadi Deshukarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Apalitana Cha Avatirlokapalake Choribude Ataloke Aham Yajnate Agrashamoshati. Translation, my dear king, not only are grains and herbs being used by non-devotees, but far as I am concerned, I am not being properly maintained. Indeed, I am being neglected by kings who are not punishing these rascals who have turned into thieves by using grains for sense gratification. Consequently, I have hidden all these seeds, which were meant for the performance of sacrifice. So here in the Srila Prabhupada's purport, Prabhupada says that economic development for sense gratification, now whoever does that, they are actually thieves. Okay, so why do you think they are called as thieves? If they do economic development for sense gratification, why are they called as choras or thieves?
Because everything belongs to Krishna, so we should give Krishna first and then we should have. Otherwise, it will be thief.
Yeah, because thief is somebody who takes others' properties. So a person, because everything belongs to Krishna, Isha Vasimdam Sarvam, and when you take it, you should offer it back to Krishna. But instead of that, they are actually doing sense gratification. So they are thief. Yes. Any other reason? So Prabhupada says we are also thieves. Some are small thieves, some are big thieves. That's the only difference. Okay, some are small thieves in the sense they take Krishna's properties and then little bit they give. Once now, one person got lottery. So he took the lottery and it was like 1 crore rupee ka lottery. So he prayed to the Lord, okay, if I get 1 crore, a deal, 50-50, like 50 lakhs means he did like that, 50 lakhs for the Lord, 50 lakhs for me, like that. So he thought like that and he prayed to the Lord. So, but when that lottery results came, he got actually only 50 lakh. He got the second prize. He didn't get the first prize. So he got only 50 lakhs. So his friend said, okay, you told 50-50, now you are supposed to give 25 lakhs to Lord and 25 you are supposed to keep. And why are you not doing? So he said, no, the Lord already have taken 50% and given me only 50%. So why should I give it back to the Lord? You understood? So the deal was, if he get 1 crore, he'll give 50 lakh to the Lord. But the lottery prize, what he got, the second prize was 50 lakhs. So he's like, already Lord have taken 50 lakhs from me. So why should I give him? He didn't even give 1 rupee to the Lord, in the sense for his service. Lord doesn't want anything from us. But then when we offer it back, Krishna feels so happy because we are actually not taking any sin by doing that. So in the food grains also, we know that we are offered to the Lord, Yajna Purusha. Otherwise, he's a thief. Somebody who's, they might say, we are also prasadya, they are also vegetarians. So they are so proud to be a vegetarian, but they are also eating sin. How is that even vegetarianism is also sin? When we say, okay, eating non-veg is sin, but then why is vegetarianism also considered as sin?
They are not to the Lord as Bhoga.
God. So if you offer to the Lord, then what happens?
It becomes a prasadam.
Purified. Scientific.
No, prasadam is fine, but what else is happening to the food?
Purified it is.
All the
Scientific.
papas are gone.
Papas,
Yeah.
that means it becomes karma free. Okay, the food becomes karma free in the sense when you kill lower animals and the animals, there is definitely sin. But if you kill the plants, also there is sin. But jiva sa jivana, one living entity can depend on another living entity for food. And Krishna himself says patram pushpam phalam toyam. But when you kill that plant and make a vegetarian dish, and then if you don't offer to the Lord and eat, it becomes karma bounded. But if you offer, it becomes karma free because it's offered to the Lord. It's for the Lord, right? So Prabhupada says, if the sense gratification is like salt. So too much of salt, you can't eat. Too little salt, still you can't eat the curry. No, there should be appropriate the salt. Similarly, too much sense gratification is not good for us. And no sense gratification also not good for us. So it is said Krishna consciousness is also sense gratification. Is that right or no? Is Krishna consciousness sense gratification? Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. How is it sense gratification?
Mataji, we are trying to please Krishna. By pleasing Krishna,
senses. We are doing sense gratification, but the senses is of Krishna, not us. Right? So yes. So that's what Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila chapter 4 verse 165 says. Atmendriya priti vanja tara vali kama. Krishnendriya priti icha tare prema nama. Atmendriya priti vanja. We are trying to satisfy our senses. Atma indriya priti vanja. Your pleasure of your own senses. Then it is calm. It's just lust. But Krishna Indriya Priti Icha, you're trying to satisfy Krishna senses, pleasure to Lord Krishna senses. That is Prema Nama. That is love. Okay. So if Krishna consciousness is also sense gratification. But sense gratification for whom? For Krishna, not for us. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevana. Sense gratification should be used for serving the Lord. So the desire to gratify one sense is kama or lust, but the desire to please the senses of Krishna is called prema or love. So that is real love. Okay, the prema. So once Srila Prabhupada's disciple, Brahmananda Muni, he told to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, we are in Vrindavan now. So can I go to Nidhivan and sit and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. I'll do 64 rounds, Prabhupada. So can I go? So Prabhupada said, no, because it is sense gratification. Can somebody explain how? It's devotional service. You are in the Dham, in Vrindavan Dham, going to Nidhivan where Krishna's Rasalila happened, and you're chanting 64 rounds sitting there. How is that sense gratification? And Brahmananda Muni was shocked because Prabhupada says that sense gratification. Don't go to Nidhivan and sit and chant. Why is that? It's a devotional service, no? It's pure devotional service, right? But Prabhupada said it's sense
Hare
gratification.
Krishna Mataji.
Krishna's sorry.
Yes, Sarita Mataji.
Mataji, I'm just guessing. Could be because he's leaving the sevas in the temple and going.
Yeah, he's leaving the service and he's going and sitting and chanting for his sense pleasure. Okay, he is not obeying the orders of his guru. Prabhupada's order was to go and preach. Brahmananda Muni should go and start centers all over the world and start preaching. That is the guru's order. And he is not listening to that guru's order. He is going to satisfy his senses. So devotional service can also be considered sense gratification if it is done for our pleasure. Like in the sense, you going to the dham. Now you go to the dham to just enjoy and you're doing devotional service, but you're enjoying. And you know, some devotees in young age, they go and settle in the dham, Vrindavan, Mayapur and all that. And devotees from there, they tell them, this is not the time to be in the dham. Work now, samadhi later. If you think that, okay, going to the dham and settle down. I think most of you might have that thing in mind. Okay, let me go to the dham and settle down. But then that is again sense gratification because the guru's order, Mahaprabhu says, Amara Atme Guru Hana Tara Yei Desh Yare Deke Tare Kahe Krishna Upadesh. Amara Atme, Mahaprabhu's order is to become guru in your place. And Yare Deke Tare Kahi Krishna Upadesh. You have to tell Krishna's Katha to everyone. So even going to the Dham can become sense gratification if it's not the order from the Guru. Okay, so that is also sense gratification. So here, if the economic development if is used for sense gratification, then we are like thieves and we are liable to punished, because economic development should be used for satisfying the Lord. Okay, that is the right type of economic development. So Naminishra Prabhu has given me some quotes to be read in the class. So we'll just go through this and then we'll go to some reference. Yes, Mataji, you can read. Economic development for sense gratification.
Hare Krishna Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Economic development for sense gratification. Tadharya dharma pravaliyate nrunam varnashamachara yutastrahi mayaha tato arto kamha biniveshitatmanam shunam kapinam iva varna shankaraha. At that time, the people in general will fall systematically from the path of a progressive civilization in respect to the qualitative engagements of the caste and the orders of society and the Vedic injunctions. Thus, they will be more attracted to economic development for sense gratification, and as a result, there will be unwanted population on the level of dogs and monkeys. It is foretold herein that in the absence of a monarchical regime, the general mass of people will be an unwanted population like dogs and monkeys. As the monkeys are too sexually inclined and the dogs are shameless in sexual intercourse, the general mass of population born of illegitimate connection will systematically go astray from the Vedic way of good manners and qualitative engagements in the caste and orders of life. The Vedic way of life is the progressive march of civilization of the Aryans. The Aryans are progressive in Vedic civilization. The Vedic civilization's destination is to go back to Godhead, back home, where there is no birth, no death, no old age, and no disease. The Vedas direct everyone not to remain in the darkness of the material world, but to go towards the light of the spiritual kingdom, far beyond the material sky. The qualitative caste system and the orders of life are scientifically planned by the Lord and his representatives, the great rishis. This perfect way of life gives all sorts of instruction in matters both material and spiritual. The Vedic way of life does not allow any man to be like the monkeys and dogs, following Mammon's philosophy of simply devoting oneself to economic development for sense gratification. Such a degraded civilization of sense gratification and economic development is a byproduct of a godless or kingless government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The people should not therefore blame the poor administrations they themselves elect. But in this material world, either in the modes of ignorance or in the modes of passion or in the modes of goodness, they are all total. Sum total is ignorance. Sum total. Even a man is in the mode of goodness, that is also considered as ignorance, because real knowledge is to know his relationship with the Supreme Lord. That is real knowledge. Unless one is elevated to that position, that what is his relation with the Supreme Lord, then all his so-called knowledge is also understood as ignorance. Just like at the present moment, not present moment, always, people are engaged in the matter of economic development for sense gratification. So that is also ignorance. That is also ignorance. Because advancement of economic development, there is a nice song by a Vaishnava. He says that Jada Vidya, Sabha Maya Yar Vaibhava. Jada Vidya means the material advancement of knowledge is a manifestation of this illusory energy. The illusionary energy manifests herself in different ways, and that is called material advancement of knowledge. The material advancement of knowledge means he is becoming more and more illusion, world, but to go towards the light of the spiritual kingdom far beyond the material sky. Thief.
Yeah, we'll come to that. So here it is said, yes, economic development, if it is used for sense gratification, that's like animals, like how animals are living. Aharam, what is it? Aharam nidra bhayam maitanamcha. So it's like the advancement of economic development should be used for spiritual growth, not for sense gratification. So can we stop sense gratification? Can we completely stop sense gratification for some living entity?
No, sorry, artificially.
No, Mataji.
Artificially, we can't renounce. Yes, artificially, we can't happen. It can't happen. So Prabhupada says, you don't have to stop sense gratification. You can regulate sense gratification. Regulation has to be done. Like sense gratification, even sleeping is sense gratification, too much of sleep. Okay. But you're regulating it. How? You sleep 6 hours and then you try to get up at Brahma Muhurta and try to chant around certain Mangalarti. So you're regulating your sleep. Okay, before that, you were sleeping like it's Sunday today. Before coming to Krishna consciousness, I think most of you, including me, no, I get a week off and then I'm like sleeping till 10 a.m., 11 a.m. so much because the whole 1 week sleep is just kept there and kept there. I'm just like, today, no work and so happy to sleep. But then when you come to Krishna consciousness, even if it's a Sunday, even it's a holiday, you get up at early morning, 3:34, and then take a bath, go for Mangalarti, attend Mangalarti and chant your rounds. You finish your rounds and you try to do more devotional services. Okay. Might be in the afternoon, you can make a nap. No problem. But that's again for your service, yeah, before your service. So sense gratification should be regulated. Prabhupada says you cannot stop sense gratification. And you can see animals. And then what is the difference between us and them? No, so the economic development, whatever we have, should be used in Krishna service. Okay, and Krishna consciousness also sense gratification. We are trying to satisfy Krishna senses, but when you try to satisfy Krishna senses, we are also getting satisfied. Yasmin tushtem jagat tushte. Like when he is satisfied, we are also, because we are also part and parcel of Krishna. So that's why I feel most of you agree. Before coming to Krishna consciousness, whatever sense gratification we are doing, like listening to nice music and having nice food and all that, same thing in an extra way we are doing here. We are listening to nice kirtan, nice Vaishnav bhajans are there. You just keep listening them, right? You are, instead of going to the DJ and dancing, you are in the kirtan, dancing in the kirtan. Instead of going to a restaurant, having different variety food, you come to the temple, have nice prasadam. So that's also, it's in a transcendental way. Yeah, because Krishna's senses are already satisfied. And if we don't satisfy Krishna's senses, we are called as a thief. Yes, Mataji, I can continue.
Thief. Ishtan bhogan hi o deva dasyante yagna bhavitaha taidattan apradayayibhyo yo bhunkte stena yeva saha. In charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yagna sacrifice, will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief. Others who prepare food for self or sense gratification are not only thieves but also the eaters of all kinds of sins. How can a person be happy if he is both a thief and sinful? It is not possible. Therefore, in order for people to become happy in all respects, they must be taught to perform the easy process of Sankirtana Yajna in full Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, there can be no peace or happiness in the world. When he was a mere baby crawling in the yard, one day a snake appeared before him, and the Lord began to play with it. All the members of the house were struck with fear and awe, but after a little while the snake went away, and the baby was taken away by his mother. Once he was stolen by a thief who intended to steal his ornaments, but the Lord took a pleasure trip on the shoulder of the bewildered thief, who was searching for a solitary place in order to rob the baby. It so happened that the thief, wandering hither and there, finally arrived just before the house of Jagannatha Mishra, and being afraid of being caught, dropped the baby at once. Of course, the anxious parents and relatives were glad to see the lost child.
I hope all of you know this. Which baby it's spoken about?
Chaitanya.
Nimai. So baby Nimai. So when he was Nimai, he was crawling in the yard. So we can see that snake came, and also he was stolen by the thief. So the thieves also got Ajnata Sukriti because they carried the Supreme Lord on their shoulders. So why Prabhupada saying this? Why they are called thieves? Because they are trying to rob Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Jagannath Mishra. Because Mahaprabhu as a son belonged to Jagannath Mishra, but he was trying to take him back. But then what did Krishna do? Krishna again took them back to his own house, Jagannath Mishra's house. So even they got delivered. So the thieves also can get delivered by a pure devotee's mercy, because Mahaprabhu has come as a form of a devotee. Okay. So here in the purport, Prabhupada says, somebody who's not offering, without offering back to Krishna, that person is a thief. And Krishna doesn't want it. Like if a father brings a chocolate, I often quote this example, and there are 2 chocolates and given to the twins. The first twin just took it and ate it completely. The second twin took the chocolate, broke it in a piece and gave to father and put it in father's mouth. The father doesn't want chocolate. He hates chocolate. But the moment the child gives a piece to the father, how much happiness the father feels. Similarly, Krishna doesn't want anything from us. Krishna is giving, everything is created by the Lord. But when we give it back to Krishna, when we offer it back to Krishna, it doesn't increase or decrease. Like when you, it does increase, it doesn't decrease. When you even give money to the Lord actually is building a house in Vaikuntha for you. That's what it is said. So anything given to the Lord, and we should not, even food grains, you should not eat without offering to the Lord. That is verily eating sin. Okay, so not only the sin, but we are also becoming thief and sinful, both. So Prabhupada says, if you become thief and sinful person, then you cannot be happy in this world, right? So if we want to be happy, then we should offer everything to the Lord. And then it is also said, the real goal of life is to get Krishna prema, not this dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So religiosity, dharma, economic development, artha, so sense gratification, kama and moksha, they are the 4 goals of life. But before that, there is a love of God as the 5th and the highest goal. And that is what is important for us. Rest, everything is secondary for us. But this love of Godhead is the highest goal of life. And then, if love of God is the highest, so that means who have achieved the position, who even Lakshmi Devi could not get that position. Who is that? Even Brahma, even Lord Shiva could not get that position. Being a devotee.
Radhe. Shri Radhe.
Gopis and
Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda got the position which even even Lakshmi Devi, even Lord Shiva, even Brahma could not get that position. It is said, Nenam Virinji. Where is it? It's in 10:9:20. Nenam Virinjo Nabavo Nashri Api Anga Samshaya Prasadam Lebire Gopi Yettat Prapa Vimuktadat. So it is said, Nenam Virinjo Nabhavo Nashri. 3 times na is used. Nenam means no. Virinjo is Brahma. Na Bhavo, Bhavo is Shiva. And na Shri is Lakshmi Devi. Who is Anga Samshaya? She is always at the lotus feet of Krishna doing the Pada Sevana. But they all didn't get Prasadam. Prasadam is the mercy. Lebire Gopi. Gopi here is Yashoda Maya. And Yettat Prapa Vimuktitat. She got Vimukti. What is Vimukti? Does anyone know? What is Vimukti?
From earth we be free and go to Goloka.
Okay, there are 5 types of mukti. In that, is this 5 muktis equal to Vimukti? No. Salogya, Sarupya, Samipya, Sashti.
No, Mataji.
How?
Because it is, in fact, like being in the Goloka Vrindavan and doing devotional service to Lord.
Okay, Salogya is also like that, no?
But they are in the same Loka, Mataji.
Yeah, Krishna is in Goloka, they are also in that Goloka.
In fact, there is no mukti in Vimukti, there is no mukti, only loving devotional service in Goloka Vrindavan to Lord Krishna.
To be with
Vimukti, it means pure, yes, pure devotional service, but it's for somebody who's eternally liberated. As Prabhu said, it's already liberated, that person. So Vimukti is nothing but, it is a deliverance. Somebody who is already in this liberated position. Okay, Nitya Mukta. So here it is said, Nenam Virincho Nabhavo. This exalted position, Brahma doesn't get. Nabhava, Shiva doesn't get. Even the goddess of fortune, she doesn't get. She is always the better half of the Lord. Still she don't get the mercy, prasadam, lebire gopi, the Mother Yashoda, what she has got. Right? So why is it said Mother Yashoda is more fortunate than Lakshmi Devi?
He got Vimukti.
Okay.
Mataji. She has taken care of him. She has.
Supriti Mataji?
Mataji, because she was able to bind him with love.
He was able to bind Krishna with the rope of love. Okay, which even, okay, so here it said, neither Brahma, Lord Shiva, nor even the goddess of fortune, who is always the better half of the Supreme Lord, can obtain the Supreme Personality Godhead, the deliverer from this material world. Such mercy is received by Mother Yashoda. The mercy which Mother Yashoda got, because Krishna is, yes, Bhritya Vasyata, that means he's Bhritya Valsalya or Bhakta Valsalya, but then still, Krishna, I mean the Lord Shiva, Brahma, and even goddess of fortune, she also would not get this position, which Nanda Maharaj, and this is what Parishit Maharaj is asking, what did Yashoda Maya and Nanda Maharaj do in their previous life? They got such an opportunity to become their affectionate father and mother. So that means even more fortunate than Devaki and Vasudeva is Yashoda Maya and Nanda Maharaj, because they are the one who saw the childhood pastimes of Krishna very closely associated. Okay, so this is the highest goal of life, not just sense gratification. That's what even Chaitanya Charitamrita says. Here it is said, to taste the fruit of devotional service in Goloka Vrindavan is the highest perfection of life. Eita parama phala parama purushartha yatnra ange trinal tulya chari purushartha. So purushartha is dharma artha kama moksha. That is not important. What is important is parama purushartha. The goal of life should be to attain the devotional service in Goloka Vrindavan. That means the highest. And we can't just imitate it, but we can copy, follow the footsteps. And in this devotional service in Goloka Vrindavan, it's the highest when compared to religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. Even liberation is insignificant. Even mukti is nothing when compared to the pure devotional service, the rasa which we get from the pure devotional service. That is the highest perfection of life. And Prabhupada says, if the tongue is not used in chanting the holy name of the Lord, then what is the tongue called as? What is that tongue compared to?
Croaking of frog.
Croaking of the frog. If the ears are not used to hear Krishna Katha, then it is compared to?
Snake holes.
Snake holes.
Yeah.
And the head which never bow down to Krishna is compared to?
Monkey.
Tree. This tree. Dead.
A dead man, a dead person. That's the leg which never walked to Krishna's holy place or the temple. That's a tree, because a tree cannot move. And the eyes which never saw Krishna's beautiful form is compared to?
Feather, eye in the feather.
Feather of a peacock feather. So you can see all these references in the second canto, chapter 3, verse 20. Okay, here it is said that one who have not listened to the message of the Lord and one who have not sung loudly the song of the Lord is compared to the ears, is compared to the ear holes, the holes of the snake, and the tongue is compared to the like of the tongue of a frog. The frog just do croaking, croak, and it attracts snakes. That means death. It just do all material sound. But if our tongue is not, the tongue which is not used in Krishna service is also called as, okay, it's compared to the tongue of a frog, it's also called as? Does anyone know? Prabhupada says in this purport.
Inviting death, Mataji?
Yeah, that's fine. But see, what does Prabhupada says? The tongue which is given to the human being for chanting the Vedic hymns will be considered a prostitute when engaged in chanting some mundane nonsense. Why? Because the wife is supposed to be chaste to the husband. But if she is doing sense gratification to someone else, then it's like, here Prabhupada says, the prostitute had no reputation for good womanly characters, qualities. Similarly, the tongue which is given for us, for what? To serve Krishna. But instead, because Krishna is the husband of all of us, he is a Purusha, he is Purushottama. And so if he is our husband, and if our tongue is not used in chanting his holy name, then we are, and it is going for some mundane nonsense katha, grame katha na shudnibe na bolibe, Mahaprabhu says. But if it is used for some mundane nonsense thing, then even that tongue is considered to be a prostitute when engaged in chanting some mundane nonsense. So yes, that tongue is also considered to be the croaking like the frog. Okay, and here it is said, the ears, the holes of the snake. Definitely, if you go and put your hand in that hole of the snake, death is going to come. But so similarly, when you don't hear about Krishna Katha, our ears are also going to be like that. So our Bhakti Lada beach needs to be watered. And that watering will happen with Shravanam and Kirtanam. If Shravanam and Kirtanam doesn't happen, then Bhakti Lada beach will dry away. So definitely we have to chant the holy name and also hear more and more of Krishna Katha. If we don't hear, then what happens? We fall down from devotional service. Also, some other references, it says religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, the Purusharthas, the four principles. Liberation has to be considered seriously, yes. But then other three will be destructed by stringent law of nature. So much of money, so much of religion, all the sense gratification, everything will be destroyed. Yes, liberation will be there, but liberation how? Liberation for devotional services. Moksha, liberation, not just means coming out of the birth-death cycle, but to do pure devotional services. Devotional services has to be done. Otherwise, then all other things are not taken care of, because all sense gratification will destroy once our body gets destroyed. Okay, so I think you would have heard this story that a king has 4 wives. Okay, so you have to guess who's which wife. So this person, the first wife, he never taken care of this wife. He always neglects that wife. But that wife is very nice. The wife will stand with near the king whenever he is in distress and happiness. Every time, especially when he is in distress, the wife is always with him. But he never taken care of the wife, never gave quality time to the wife. But the second wife, he used to buy so many big good things, nice jewelries, nice dress for her, and always trying to satisfy her. So she was always happy with him, and always with him in such situation, happy situations, because he always spent on her. Okay, so, and the third wife also, he used to, whenever there is some victory, anything, he conquers any kingdom, he used to enjoy with the third wife, always celebrate with the third wife. And the fourth wife, he always spent so much time taking care of that fourth wife. So and finally, the king, in the death time came, he was about to die, he was on the deathbed. So he called all the wives, all the other 3 wives, and asked, can you come? Can you please come with me when I go from this world to another world? So the second wife, always who he gives gifts and everything. So that second wife said, no, I can't come outside this kingdom. I'll be always in your palace. I'll take care of this palace and I'll be here. I can't come out of the palace. The third wife, who enjoys, whenever he wins any kingdom, that friend said, I can come up to the crematorium, your smashana, wherever your body is buried or dead, there I can come, but I can't come beyond that. And the fourth wife, who he spends a lot of time with, always taking care of her, she said, okay, I can come until your body is getting burned. Till that I can be, but I can't come to the next world. And the king was feeling so bad because he spent so much time with these 3 wives and nobody is ready to come with him. And the first wife, who he never taken care and never looked at her face, she came when she came to know that he is in distress, and she took his hand and said, I can come. I will come wherever you go. You go to hellish planet, you go to any heavenly planet, or wherever you go, I will definitely come. And he felt so bad because he never spent time with the first wife. Now, who is this? Okay, now you can go from, okay, you can put in the chat. Who's the second wife? Put in the chat to the host. Who's the second wife? The second wife was saying that I can stay only in the house. No, because the second wife is the one who the king spent so much money on. Oh, almost close. No, you're not getting the answers. No. Second wife is the material benefits. Yes, Nandita Mataji got it right. It's a material benefit. The second wife is the material benefits. Like you have car, big bungalow, and lot of properties, a lot of money. But it can stay only in your house. Can it come out when your body is taken out? No. In fact, even the richest person, it is said, they go to the crematorium, and I heard the person who's, nowadays it doesn't happen, but some days, some places it happens that they'll wear nice silk clothes. Okay, one rich man was taken to the crematorium. He was wearing nice silk cloth on his dead body, but then they put ghee and put lot of wood to burn his body. The body is not getting burnt because the silk cloth is not getting burnt. So they remove the cloth and make him burn. The relatives were not there at that time. But just imagine, the richest person, he is burned without even a dress. And that's how the material things are. So it can stay only at home. You can't take your car to the crematorium ground. You can't take your bungalow. So second wife is the material opulences which we have. So it cannot come to you in your crematorium ground. And the third wife, who you celebrate whenever you get a lot of victory and enjoyment, then who are they? The third one? Yes. Yes, your relatives. your relatives and friends and families, no, they are the third people. They can come up to the crematorium though. Some of the women can go, but can't go, but the men can come, your friends and family can come up to your crematorium ground. The fourth wife, who you spend lot of time with. Yeah, fourth is the body. Good. The fourth is the body. You spend a lot of time taking care of your body and that and this and so much into sense gratification that the body, what did he say? The fourth wife, I can come up to the body is burnt. Till that, I can come inside the crematorium ground, but I can't come to your next world. And who's the first wife who's going to come with us wherever we go? Yes. Yes, the super soul or Paramatma. I means the soul. No, the first wife is not the soul. I is the soul, in the sense that king is the soul. So when the king, the soul goes, the super soul goes. And we never bother the super soul. Right? The whole life, we never turn back to the super soul. The king never looked at the first wife. That's the super soul. That is Krishna. When we go to a body of a worm in the stool, even that time, Prabhupada says, when you have your senses, and with the senses, you want to do a lot of sense gratification, then Krishna, and you say that I want to eat everything and anything which I see on the in the streets, then Krishna, material nature will give you a body of a hog. You become a pig, that you can eat anything and everything you see, as the stools also. Because for the pig, that is sense gratification. So what happens even when you become worm in the stool, the Paramatma, super soul comes with us. And are we taking care of that super soul? Are we even bothered to turn to the super soul? Yes, after coming to Krishna consciousness, we are. But then before coming to Krishna consciousness, we are not. So we are fortunate that we got this opportunity. Let us make others also fortunate. Start preaching and start spreading Krishna consciousness so that others also appreciate this. Others also spend quality time with the Paramatma or super soul. So this is what our endeavors are. Whatever sense gratification we do, it is just for a waste. I remember one more story. Stop with that. So there was a person who actually worked so hard. 16 hours a day he do his job. 16 hours. He had 3 kids and a family, and he had a small house, but so much problem in economic problem. So he used to work double and 16 hours. So what happens when he leaves the house? Kids are sleeping. And when he comes back from work, the kids are still sleeping, because early morning he leaves to work and the kids didn't wake up. And when he come back, kids already slept because it's midnight. 16 hours work. So he worked so hard. He didn't have quality time with the kids. The kids were waiting for Sunday at least. Okay, father will spend time with us. So at Sunday, they waited. And the Sundays, he used to spend time with them. But again, he took a weekend job. Abroad and all, you can do multiple jobs at the same time. So he took a weekend job, and there Sunday also he was busy. So much into so much thinking about money that he forgot to take care of the kids, or he didn't spend quality time with them. So finally, he got promotion. Then he got big bungalows and car and everything. And he have now so much money, even for 5 generations, they can live with that money. So much, still he was working hard. So finally, the wife said, please do give some time to the children. And they were grown up by then. They were teenagers. So finally, they left that town and they went to a village just to spend the weekend. And a beach house it was. So they went to the beach house, and the children said, please, father, at least spend 1 day with us. And he promised. He's like, yes, tomorrow I'll settle some more work and come. Tomorrow I'll spend the whole day with you all. So they were very happy. The whole family was happy. So the next day he finished some work and he came back. A big wave, like a tsunami, came and washed off that beach house. He could not even find their dead bodies. The children were gone forever. For whom did he work so hard? For them. And they are not there. He couldn't even spend time with them. Okay. So this is like us, how we are, like we are doing so much for sense gratification, thinking that, okay, I can enjoy. But in this material world, you will not get this real sense gratification, because that is just lust. The real happiness is when you associate with Krishna. Okay. So this Kartik month, use this Kartik month to develop more and more into your devotional services. And also it is said that any person who desires the fruit of the 4 principles, that is religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, should engage himself in devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for worship of his lotus feet yields the fulfillment of all these. This dharma, artha, kama, moksha is secondary. But what we should do is, akama sarva kamo va moksha kamo dati tivrena bhakti yogena yajeve purusham. We should do bhakti yoga. If we do bhakti yoga, then everything else is taken care. So the real development is development of the spirit, on the sense Atma, to connect to Paramatma. Okay, so that's what we should do. So I'll stop with this. So here Prabhupada says we have to offer whatever we eat, yat karoshi yadasna, whatever we do, we should offer to the Lord. Otherwise, we are also called as a thief. And then we should try to satisfy Krishna. And Krishna will be satisfied very easily. Krishna can be satisfied with pure devotional service, not by any big scholarship or anything like that. No, Krishna can be easily conquered or captured by pure devotional service. Okay, so that is what. So Prabhu was saying that like the Damodara Ashtaka, no, it has to be sung every day. Every one of us should sing every day in your house, and also make others also. Please try them. Tell them also to light the lamp today. Okay, you can make them. You can make them light the lamp, and also you can give that credit to others also. Okay, so we'll just quickly sing and then stop the class. Namamishwaram Satchidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Prajamanam Yashodabiyolokalatavamanam Paramrishtamathyanta Totritagopya Rutandam Murnetra Yugmamrijandam Karambojayukmena Satanganitram Muhoshvasakam Patrinrikakakanda Stitagraiva Damodaram Bhaktibaddham Iti Dritsvalila Kunde Swaghosham Nimanjandam Akhyapayandam Tadiyeshidajnesho Bhaktairjitatvam Una Prematastam Sada Pritivande Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavatim Va Nachanyam Ridiham Varishatapiha Idam Deva Purnadam Gopalabalam Sada me manasya virastam kimanye Itam te mukamboja matyandalile Vridam kundale snigdharaktaisha gopya Mohoshambidam bimbaratadaram me Manasya virastamalam lakshalape Namo Deva Damodarananda Vishnu Prasida Prabodukta Jalatimagnam Kripa Drishti Vrishyadi Dinam Vadano Grihani Shamamatyam Me Dakshi Drishya Kuveratmajau Bhatta Mutaiva Yatvat Tvaya mojitau bhakti bhajo kritau cha Tada prema bhakti swakame prayasya Namokshe graho me stidamodareha Namaste studhamne spuratiti tamne Tvadiyodarayada vishwasya dhamne Namo Radhikaye Tvadiya Priyaye Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tupyam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Damodar Bhagavan ki jai. So beautiful form of Krishna. When Damodar Bhagavan came to Iskcon Bangalore yesterday, he landed. And then one Mataji, with tears in her eyes, she was saying, Yamaraj bhi bhakta hai. Yamaraj also runs away seeing Krishna. Yashoda Maya is binding him. And look at his face. He's so fearful of Yashoda Maya. And he's crying with kajal all on his face. And that cute form of Krishna, like a baby standing in front of Yashoda Maya. Now, how can we think of that Supreme Personality Godhead who says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu and all that. And now he's in front of Yashoda Maya like a baby. So Krishna is Achintyam, he's inconceivable, and we are so fortunate to come in Krishna consciousness and try to completely surrender to Krishna, and how much ever possible, try to imbibe Krishna consciousness in whole life, and try to make others also Krishna conscious, and dedicate your Kartik Vrata to your loved ones, your dear ones, so that they also get the benefit. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Anyone likes to add anything, or we can just stop? So tomorrow is Ekadashi.
Mataji, can you please repeat those 4 wives ka jo status is there na? The king is the soul. First wife is the super soul.
The king is the soul. The first wife is the super soul. Second is the money and the wealth and properties. We have all the material things which can stay only in our place. It can't come out of that house. And the third is who we spend time when we enjoy our enjoyment, the relatives and friends and family. They can come up to the crematorium hall. And fourth is the body, which can come inside the crematorium hall, and we spend more time with that body. So fourth is the body. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji.
I think many of you would have heard the story. It's been like so long.
I have heard this story, but it has the analogy had gone out of my
So the super soul, no? Now how happy Krishna will be, like, because you're chanting the holy name, you're doing Damodar Arati, you're having prasadam, you're hearing Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavatam, every one of you. So fortunate, so fortunate. It's not easy. It's not easy to get a human form. To get a human form and getting sadhu sangha, association of devotees, very, very rare. To get association and repeatedly hearing Krishna Katha, very, very rare. Especially in the month of Kartik. So fortunate souls. So fortunate souls. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. It's because of him we are all here. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Mother.